to all of you. Welcome to the Prebid conference for the following projects. We have contract ID 24G00116, LG Hospitals, Maasin, Iloilo Infirmary, Iloilo. Contract ID 24G00117, construction of the Crime Laboratory and Forensic Science Building, Dayao Campus, Capiz University, and also construction, rehabilitation, improvement of facilities for persons with disabilities and elderly senior citizens under the Capiz Second District Engineering Office. Also, we have a procurement of parts, including installation and warranty, delivered in 2 units travel motor assemblies for the corrective maintenance of Amphibious Excavator K421 located at Nalupa River, Barbaza, and TK, and procurement of tuners for use of the DPWH Regional Office 6. So to start with, I call on the Box Secretariat to lead us in prayer.
Thank you, Attorney Grace. Let us bow our heads and hail the presence in the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, thank you for your goodness and ending blessings upon us. That we are here again gathered this afternoon for the procurement of various projects, as well as the procurement of goods to this office. Also for the procurement of infra project of Capiz Second District Engineering Office. Let your Holy Spirit be with us so that we can clearly discuss important matters related to this procurement. For this we pray in Jesus' holy name. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
I hereby declare this Prebid conference to be in order. This is being live streamed through the YouTube channel account of DPWH Regional Office 6. May I call on again Engineer Caterina Manana of the Box Secretariat to do the roll call.
Thank you, please. To determine if the box is in quorum, we shall have a roll call. Please say present from here as your name is called. We have our BAC chairperson, the person of Attorney Grace B. Bulakenya Hatchwell. Our BAC vice chairperson, Engineer Marilu G. Samora. Our BAC regular member, Engineer Ormel G. Santos. Our BAC provisional members, Engineer Ricardo R. Gutierrez, Engineer Gladwin B. Ledesma, and Engineer Sherwin Galeros of Capiz Second District Engineering Office. Also present are the members of the Box Secretariat. Please be informed that observers were duly notified and invited. However, none of them sent representatives to attend this video conference of ours this afternoon. Also, we would like to acknowledge the presence of one of the representatives from our prospective leaders from Sigaya Builders International Incorporated, Ms. Hazel Santos. Thank you, ma'am, for your presence.
With the presence of the 3 members of the BAC, there exists a quorum, so we will now proceed with the Prebid conference. May I call on the BAC Secretariat to please present the details of the projects.
From contract ID number 24G00116, LG Hospitals, Maasin, Infirmary, Iloilo, location, Maasin, Iloilo. Implementing Office, DPWH Regional Office 6, funding source of 524 approved budget for the contract is 19,900,000 pesos. Scope of works, construction of 2-story infirmary building, including earthworks, reinforced concrete, roofing, walls for ground floor, wrappings for electrical network cabling, routing system, ventilating system, air conditioning, and fire alarm system. Contract duration is 267 calendar days. For the major category of works, buildings construction without tiles, low-rise and grid frame 1 to 12 stories. Similar categories of works, buildings construction with piles, high-rise and grid frame custom-based piles. Buildings construction with piles, low-rise and grid frame custom-based piles. Buildings construction with piles, high-rise and grid frame trailing piles. Buildings construction with piles, low-rise and grid frame trailing piles. Buildings construction without piles, high-rise and grid frame. Buildings industrial plant, low-rise. Buildings industrial plant, high-rise. And buildings industrial plant, medium-rise. For the qualifier, major category of works, buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, multiple stories. Example qualifier is not applicable. For the list of key personnel for the position of project manager, number of personnel 1, minimum years of total work experience 5 years, minimum years of experience in similar works 5 years. Same for the position of project engineer, project inspector, materials engineer 1, safety officer, and foreman. For the classification, PE2, limits of assignment, 10 contracts located within the same region for simultaneous assignments, but with an aggregate cost of 1.5 billion pesos. For the classification of PE1, 10 contracts located within the same region for simultaneous assignments, each costing not more than 150 million pesos, but with an aggregate cost of 1 billion pesos. For the classification of provisional project engineer, limits of assignment, 10 contracts located within the same region for simultaneous assignments, each costing not more than 100 million pesos, but with aggregate cost of 500 million. Note, only accredited project engineers may be assigned to DPWH projects subject to the following limits of assignment. For the list of equipment units, 1 backhoe, 1 bar bender, 1 bar cutter, 2 concrete vibrator, 1 concrete outfit, 2 dump truck, 1 bagger mixer, 1 plate compactor, 2 welding machine, electric driven, DC output. Please take note of the capacity. For contract ID number 24G00117, contract name, construction of the Crime Laboratory and Forensic Science Building, Dayao Campus, Capiz State University. Location, Capiz State University, Dayao Campus. Implementing Office, DPWH Regional Office 6. Funding source, FY 2024 GAA. Group budget for the contract is 11,940,000 pesos. Scope of works, construction of 2-story classrooms, including earthworks, reinforced concrete, formworks, tile works, ceiling works, painting, masonry, roofings, electrical and mechanical. Contract duration is 164 calendar days. For the list of key equipment units, 1 backhoe, 1 bar bender. For the major category of works, buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame 1 to 5 stories. Similar categories of works, buildings construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame custom place piles. Buildings construction with piles, low-rise concrete frame custom place piles. Buildings construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame driven piles. Buildings construction with piles, low-rise concrete frame driven piles. Buildings construction without piles, high-rise concrete frame. Buildings industrial plant, low-rise. Buildings industrial plant, high-rise. And buildings industrial plant, medium-rise. For the qualifier, major category of works, buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame 1 to 5 stories. Example of qualifier is not applicable. For the list of key personnel for the position of project manager, number of personnel 1, minimum years of total work experience 5 years, minimum years of experience in similar works 5 years. Same for the position of project engineer, project inspector, materials engineer 1, safety officer, and foreman. For the list of key personnel, classification, PE2, limits of assignment, 10 contracts located within the same region for simultaneous assignments, but with an aggregate cost of 1.5 billion pesos. For the classification of PE1, 10 contracts located within the same region for simultaneous assignments, each costing not more than 150 million pesos, but with an aggregate cost of 1 billion pesos. For the classification of provisional project engineer, 10 contracts located within the same region for simultaneous assignments, each costing not more than 100 million pesos, but with aggregate cost of 500 million pesos. Only accredited project engineers may be assigned to DPWH projects subject to the following limits of assignment. For contract ID number 24GP0084, construction, rehabilitation, improvement of facilities for persons with disabilities, PWD, and elderlies, senior citizens. Location, Tumaraw, Capiz. Implementing office is DPWH Capiz 2nd Dayao. Funding source FY 2024 RA 11975 and regular 2024 current. Approved budget for the contract is 1,033,898 pesos and 2 centavos. Scope of works, construction, rehabilitation, improvement of facilities for persons with disabilities and elderly senior citizens. Contract duration is 90 calendar days. For the major category of works, buildings construction with piles, low-rise complete frame up to 5 stories. Similar categories of works: buildings construction with piles, high-rise complete frame custom place piles, buildings construction with piles, low-rise complete frame custom place slice, buildings construction with piles, high-rise complete frame driven piles, buildings construction with piles, low-rise complete frame driven piles, buildings construction without piles, high-rise complete frame, buildings industrial plant, low-rise, buildings industrial plant, medium-rise, and buildings industrial plant, high-rise. For the qualifier, buildings construction without piles, low-rise, complete frame up to 5 stories, example qualifier is not applicable. For the list of key personnel for the position of project manager, number of personnel 1, minimum years of total work experience 5 years, minimum years of experience in similar works 5 years. Same for the position of project engineer, project inspector, materials engineer 1, safety officer informant. For the classification, PE2, limits of assignment, 10 contracts located within the same region for simultaneous assignments, but with an aggregate cost of 1.5 billion pesos. For the classification of PE1, 10 contracts located within the same region for simultaneous assignments, each costing not more than 150 million pesos, but with an aggregate cost of 1 billion pesos. For the classification of provisional project engineer, 10 contracts located within the same region for simultaneous assignments, each costing not more than 100 million pesos, but with aggregate cost of 500 million pesos. Only accredited project engineers may be assigned to DPWH projects, subject to the following limits of assignment. For the list of key equipment units, 2 dump truck, 1 plate compactor, 1 complete vibrator, 1 bagger mixer, 1 bar cutter, 1 bar bender, 1 backhoe, 2 welding machine, electric-driven DC output, 1 cutting outfit, and 1 truck-mounted crane. Please take note of the capacity. For the schedules, deadline for submission of clarification, September 30, 2024. Deadline for submission of bids, October 10, 2024. Number of copies of bid proposal, 1. Original technical and financial envelope of bids fee. Place of submission of bids, bidding room, DPWH Regional Office 6, Port San Pedro, Iloilo City.
For the eligibility requirements, we have Class A documents, legal documents, valid PhilJobs registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages as per GPPB Resolution Number 15, Series of 2021. Technical documents, we have statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules with certificate of acceptance. Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB license or special PCAB license in case of joint ventures and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. Original copy of bid security in the prescribed form, amount, and validity period, or original copy of notarized bill securing declaration and project requirements, which shall include the following: organizational chart for the contract to be bid, list of contractors' key personnel, example, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foremen, to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. List of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, or under purchase agreements supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor vendor for the duration of the project as the case may be. List of contractors' minimum material testing equipment as per DO11 series of 2017. Original duly signed omnibus sworn statement and, if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of a joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. For the financial documents, the prospective bidder's audited financial statement showing, among others, the prospective bidder's total and current assets and liabilities, stamped received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. The prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC. For Class B documents or for joint venture, valid joint venture agreement, and if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR in case of the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Please take note that for manual submission of bids, the technical documents is preferably book-bounded. The contents of technical documents are preferably numbered, paginated consecutively in the right-hand top margin and signed below page number by a duly authorized representative for both manual and electronic submission of bids. Any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient document in the required checklist is a ground for outright rejection or non-complying of the bid. For the submission and receipt of bids, so here are the contents of the second envelope or financial proposal. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. Original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities. Duly accomplished detailed estimates form including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with a bid, and cash flow by quarter. Please take note that for manual submission of bids, the financial documents is preferably book-bounded. The contents of financial documents are preferably numbered, paginated consecutively at the right top margin, and signed below page number by duly authorized representative for both manual and electronic submission of the bids. Any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient documents in the required checklist is a ground for outright rejection or non-complying of the bid. So here are the common reasons for rejection of bids, ineligibility, and post-disqualification of bidders. Failure to submit the original copy of the surety bond certified by the Insurance Commission indicating the name of project, the procuring entity, and name of contractor. Shorter bid validity and bid security validity period. Overlapping of pledged equipment and committed key technical personnel. Failure to indicate the validity of bid in the bid form, and late submission of bid. We also have failure to submit supporting documents, example, certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project if equipment pledge is to be leased or purchased. Negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project, or negative slippage of at least 10% in each of 2 or more contracts. Unsatisfactory CPES rating. Here are the common errors in the submission of bids. Single proprietor, signatory should be the owner or proprietor only. For corporation or cooperative, the Board of Secretaries certificate and board resolution. For joint venture resolution or agreement. For partnership, as indicated in the Articles of Partnership. For the bid security, the bid validity period is 120 calendar days from the date of submission of bids. For the bid security validity period, it's 120 calendar days from the date of submission of bids. So the bidder shall submit a bid securing declaration or any form of bid security enumerated below. So we have cash or cashier's or manager's check issued by a universal or commercial bank, bank draft, guarantee, or irrevocable LC issued by a universal or commercial bank. So the amount of bid security for the mentioned items, not less than percentage of the ABC, is 2%. For surety bond callable upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security is 5%. For the bid evaluation, the financial component of the bids of each past bidder shall be evaluated using non-discretionary criteria, including arithmetical corrections for computational errors, and thus determine the correct total calculated bid prices. The BAC shall automatically disqualify any total calculated bid price which exceeds the ABC. So here are the following factors to be considered in the evaluation of the bid prices. So for completeness, no price in required item, non-responsive, indicating a 0 or a dash, free to the government. All prices are deemed to include all taxes. Bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including where applicable BOQ, shall be considered non-responsive. For arithmetical corrections, bid prices and figures versus words, words prevail. For total price per item versus unit price per item, unit price prevails. Total price versus actual sum of component items, actual sum prevails. Unit cost and detailed estimate versus unit cost in BOQ, BOQ prevails. If above ABC, it is disqualified. For For post-qualification, verification, validation, and ascertainment of statements made and documents submitted, we have the legal requirements, licenses, certificates, permits, agreements, and exclusion in any blacklist. For technical requirements, we have key personal minimum work experience requirements should be satisfied, availability and commitment of major construction equipment, failure of the prospective bidder to state the complete technical description of the pledged equipment in the specific location, whether owned, leased, or under purchase agreement, shall result in the bidder's automatic post-disqualification for award of contract and forfeiture of its bid security as per DO number 58, series of 2012. For technical requirements, performance in ongoing government and private contracts, negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project, or negative slippage of at least 10% in each of two or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works and complete ongoing contracts in the prescribed date after receipt of the notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificates of acceptance in the prescribed date after receipt of the notice of defects and failures. Substandard quality of works or unsatisfactory performance per contract per conditions at the term of inspection. DO number 127, series of 2018, strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of the post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with DPWH. Authenticity and correctness of bid security, financial requirements, bid price proposal, and NFCC. So here are the notes on the personal and equipment requirements of the project as per DO number 9, series of 2012, or technical requirements for civil works projects for public bidding. If a proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the same time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that one personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded to the contract, and 2, he or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office. Also, the bidder may propose a key technical personnel who is not its employee, provided that the said personnel is required to submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded in a contract under bidding. These certifications shall be included in the first envelope of the sealed bid. Also, to be verified during post-qualification is the set of equipment pledged by the bidder. The bidder should specify in the submitted bid the location of the equipment where they can be inspected, and if any equipment is not in the specified location, then the bidder shall be post-disqualified. So for the contract award, the contract shall be awarded to the bidder whose bid has been determined to be the lowest calculated and responsive bid, as a result of the detailed evaluation and post-qualification conducted. Contract award should be made within the bid validity period. Subcontracting is not allowed.
Thank you. Do you have a question from the prospective
Sa
bidder?
site inspection lang. Pali may sa Capiz, sino ang sa site inspection? Site inspection. Coordinate
You should coordinate with the planning and design section.
Ang mga nasa sa Maasin. Sa region. Ang mga nasa planning.
Sige. So that would be all for today. That would be all for the procurement of infrastructure project. We will proceed with the Prebid conference for the procurement of goods. Back Secretariat, please. For goods and services, contract ID number 23GG048, contract name Procurement of Parts, including installation and warranty on delivered 2 units travel motor assemblies for the corrective maintenance of Amphibious Excavator K4-21, located at Nalupa River, Barbaza, Antique. Location, Barbaza, Antique. Funding source, FY 2023 GAA. Approved budget for the contract is 1,564,288 pesos. Scope of works, vehicle parts and accessories. Contract duration 60 calendar days. For the schedule of requirements, to ASI of hydraulic travel motor GM10V8 and BEZ506, including inclusions, adapter ADFB08-08 4 pieces, adapter ADFB06-06 2 pieces, adapter ADFB04-04 2 pieces, hydraulic hose 4SP08270H752 4 pieces, hydraulic hose A06270H752/702 2 pieces, hydraulic hose A042.5TH752/702 2 pieces. Bolt CS14-70 14 pieces, bolt CS16-55 14 pieces. Note: includes installation and warranty of procured travel motor assembly. For contract ID number 24GG032, contract name, procurement of toners for the existing developed INEO and ComColor photocopiers for use of DPWH Regional Office 6, Iloilo City. Location, DPWH Regional Office 6, Iloilo City. Funding source, FY 2024 JA. Approved budget for the contract is 1,937,550 pesos. Scope of work, office supplies and consumables. Contract duration, 45 calendar days. For the schedule of requirements, 2 boxes of toner TN223K, 2 boxes of toner TN223C, 2 boxes of toner TN223M, 1 box of toner TN223Y, 23 boxes of toner TN324K, 11 boxes of toner TN324C, 9 boxes of toner TN324M, 9 boxes of toner TN324Y, 11 boxes of toner TN328K, 5 boxes of toner TN328C, 5 boxes of toner TN328M, 5 boxes of toner TN328Y, 4 boxes of ComColor 9150 Black X1, 2 boxes of ComColor 9150 Cyan X1, 2 boxes of ComColor 9150 Yellow X1, 3 boxes of ComColor GD7330 Black, 2 boxes of ComColor GD7330 Cyan, 1 box of ComColor GD7330 Gray, 2 boxes of ComColor GD7330 Magenta, 2 boxes of ComColor GD7330 Yellow, and 6 boxes of ink ComColor FW1230 Black 1000cc. Note, these includes maintenance of the existing developed INEO and ComColor photocopiers with service center within Iloilo City. For the schedule, deadline for submission of clarification, October 1, 2024. Deadline for submission of bids, October 10, 2024. Number of copies of bid proposal, 1 original copy, technical and financial envelope of its bid. Place of submission of bids, bidding room, DPWH, Regional Office 6, Fort San Pedro, Iloilo City.
For the eligibility requirements for Class A documents, we have legal documents, registration certificate from SEC GDI for sole proprietorship or CDA for cooperatives, mayor's permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, and tax clearance certificate is finally reviewed and approved by the BIR. For technical documents, we have records of single largest completed contracts similar to the contract to be bid, adjusted to current price using Philippine Statistics Authority Current Price Index with a contract amount equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC. For the financial documents, we have audited financial statements stamped received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institution for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. Computation of NFCC of at least equal to ABC, computed using the prescribed formula. NFCC is equal to current assets minus current liabilities multiplied to the fixed value of 15 minus value of unfinished projects, including awarded projects not yet started, coinciding with a contract to be bid. For the submission and receipt of bids, the contents of the first envelope or technical proposals are DTI Business Name Registration of SEC Registration Certificate or CDA for cooperatives, valid and current mayor's permit or municipal license, statement of ongoing and similar completed government and private contracts 50%, audited financial statements stamped received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the immediately preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission, showing among others the total assets and liabilities. Income tax return of the preceding year filed and paid through the BIR electronic filing and payment system. Computing of net financial contracting capacity, tax clearance for Executive Order Number 398, Series of 2005, as finally reviewed and approved by the BIR, PhilJEPs, bid securing declaration, bid security, technical specifications, production delivery schedule, warranty certificate, brochures of offered equipment, omnibus sworn statement, and secretary certificate and board resolution. Please take note that for manual submission of bids, the technical documents is preferably book-bounded. The contents of technical documents are preferably numbered, paginated consecutively in the right-hand top margin and signed below page number by a duly authorized representative for both manual and electronic submission of bids. Any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient document in the required checklist is a ground for outright rejection or non-complying of the bid. So for the contents of the second envelope or the financial proposal, we have duly signed bid prices and the bill of quantities breakdown, recurring and maintenance costs if applicable. Please take note that for manual submission of bids, the financial documents is preferably book-bounded. The contents of financial documents are preferably numbered, paginated consecutively at the right top margin and signed below page number by duly authorized representative for both manual and electronic submission of the bids. Any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient documents in the required checklist is a ground for outright rejection or non-complying of the bid. We now come to bid security, so the bid validity period is 120 calendar days from the date of submission of bids. The bid security validity period is 120 calendar days from the date of submission of bids. So the bidder shall submit a bid securing declaration or any form of bid security enumerated below. So we have cash or cashier's or manager's check issued by a universal or commercial bank, bank draft guarantee or revocable LC issued by a universal or commercial bank. So the amount of bid security, not less than percentage of the ABC of the two mentioned items, is 2%. Surety bond callable upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security. The amount of bid security is 5%. So for the bid evaluation, the financial components of the bids of each past bidder shall be evaluated using non-discretionary criteria, including arithmetical corrections for computational errors, and thus determine the correct total calculated bid prices. The BAC shall automatically disqualify any total calculated bid price which exceeds the ABC. So the following are the factors to be considered in the evaluation of the bid prices. Completeness, no price in required item, non-responsive, indicating a 0 or a dash, free to the government. All prices are deemed to include all taxes. Bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including where applicable BOQ, shall be considered non-responsive. For the arithmetical corrections, bid prices and figures versus words prevail. Total price per item versus unit price per item, unit price prevails. Total price versus actual sum of component items, actual sum prevails. Unit cost in detailed estimate versus unit cost in BOQ, BOQ prevails. If above ABC, it is disqualified.
That ends our video conference for today. Thank you.